Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Samantha with The Wealthy Hairstylist, and today I'm going to show you how I utilize my assistant to help me color my client and install hair extensions. So this is my client's before. She does have beautiful hair, but we are refreshing her color to make it a bit darker, and we are going to be adding one row of extensions to add a touch of length and a lot more fullness to her current hair. So when my assistant helps me color my client, we will usually section out my client's hair into quadrants, and my assistant will always color the back of the head. I will always personally do the front and around my client's face. As you can see here, my assistant is helping with sectioning out the hair and handing it to me once we finish the root application. She then will help mush in the color to make sure everything is really saturated and to keep me organized and make sure the flow of the color application goes really well. So she helps with assisting with that. And as you can see, we work our way around the client. And the biggest thing is making sure there is no stains on the client. So we like to clean up around her hairline so that way she doesn't have any dark residue left on her beautiful skin. So we let her process for her 25 minutes and then we will get her rinsed and bring her back. And when she is done being rinsed, I'm going to section out my sectioning for one row. And her placement, I do go pretty high to help give her some coverage around her face where her density is a little bit sparse. So my assistant does help me with handing me all my tools and my utensils to speed up the install process. She does set up my tray and load my beads for me. She's basically my extra right hand. So she knows my next step before I even start it. And this comes with time. So she is observing what I'm doing with my beading and my sectioning, knowing if I have to adjust anything, which tool I would need next. But she helps me assist with that. And the same goes for blow drying as well. So my assistant will help blow dry my client, and she will be blow drying usually the back of the head, and I like to personally blow dry around my client's face. When it comes to laying the extensions, my assistant does help me with placing the extensions. I do all my stitching myself, but I want her to be as hands-on as possible. So I do have her apply the clamps to keep the sectioning down. And also my assistant, I make them visually remember when we remove wefts and she cuts them apart, how each weft was laid. So that way everything can be replicated back onto my client's head. Which weft was on the right corner, which weft was on the left corner. Was there a weft laid in the back underneath first? Did the client have large foldovers or small foldovers? So these are things that I definitely review when I have a new client that they have to be very aware of when they are cutting apart the extensions. And so this does take time for a newer stylist in the extension world when you are assisting to kind of be aware of what to look for when you are cutting apart extensions, so that way you can remember that things are to be laid the exact same way. So my assistant does help tie off the knot at my corner. We do apply a little bit of glue, but it's not on the client's hair. It's only on the double knot that I do. And this helps just secure the knot so the stitching doesn't unravel. And then we brush out my client and get her blow dried and curl styled. As you can see, it already looks so good. A little bit of thermal protectant goes a long way. And my client, we are curling her with a Bioionic extra long barrel. This is the 1 1/4 inch. I love this because this gives like a very soft, beautiful beautiful bend into the hair. And same thing with curling my client's hair. Usually my assistants will curl from behind the ears and back. I personally like to curl around my client's face, just for protective reasons, and I like to kind of put my signature touch of how I want the curls to lay around the face. And last but not least, the beautiful brush out. I love a good brush out, right? So gorgeous. Her color is rich, it's beautiful. Put some depth and a lot of shine back into it, and then I finish with my favorite dry texture spray, which is this Mr. Smith dry texture spray. If you have not tried it, you definitely need to get your hands on this bad boy. It is my favorite and it smells amazing. But here's my client's finished results. Love it, and she's happy too. And I'm so appreciative she let me film her for the day. So this is how I utilize my assistant. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more behind the scenes hair and business beauty tips.